So this is a Bailey Pageant Provence. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll take you through these in person here on site. In the front locker, you have your gas regulator on your bulkhead and the yellow gas shut-off valve on the side of the regulator. And going into the front of the bottle, you have your gas pipe work. The fitment that goes into the bottle is a reverse thread fitment, so you need to turn it the opposite way to a standard thread to release the fitment out of the bottle. On top of the bottle, you've got open and close. Open is gas on and closed is gas off. On the side of the regulator, you've got a yellow gas shut-off valve should you want to isolate the gas past the regulator. You've got a second bottle tied down in there should you wish to use it, or you can carry another 6 kilogram propane gas bottle, and it's a maximum of 2 6-kilo bottles you can carry on the van at any point. Coming down this side of the van, you've got your wind down leg to stabilise the Caravan while you're on site. You'd never lift the Caravan with this leg, it is only there for stabilising, not lifting. In the locker on the side here, you've got your battery on this side, and you've got your mains power lead coming into the side of the van also. So that'll connect to the power on site, and then your battery is in this side. 2 fridge vents. The 2 fridge vents are very simply there to allow hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. Behind the top right hand side, you've got a gas flue for when the fridge is running on gas. You'd never cover these up while the fridge is in use, as it could cause the fridge to get too hot. Motor mover and wheel nuts. We'll demonstrate the motor mover while you're here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts so you can see they've been tightened correctly. Coming down the side of the van, just here, you have a 3-pin socket so you can have power out to your awning should you wish to. Like you can plug in an outdoor fridge for instance, or some lights, depending on how you want to use it. On the back of the Caravan, you've got your 2 wind down legs on either side to stabilise the Caravan while you're on site. They are only there for stabilising, not lifting the Caravan. As I said, you just put them down to the ground and just touch them on the ground rather than lift the van with these. You've then got your water pump connection, which we're going to come to next. I'll show you how to fill it once we go inside the van, but as you can see, it very simply pulls out and pushes into place to lock in place. The cap will drop down to hold the pump in, and then your pickup pipe will drop down inside the aqua roll itself. Next up, you've got your heating and hot water flue, very much similar to the flue you have on the side of your house. You'd never cover this up, and there is a cover that goes over these that clips in place, but you'd have to take that off before you ignite anything on gas inside of the Caravan. You then come to your toilet waste cassette, which is normally in that locker just there. You'd pull up the yellow handle at the bottom to release it and pull it towards you. The neck here turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. The yellow cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette, you've got a yellow pressure relief button which you press in while you're tipping the waste away so it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. At the top here, you've got your toilet flush tank which you can open up. You'll put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use, and that will be your toilet flush system. You need to keep an eye on the level of it, or you need to top that up during your holiday, as it does use quite a bit of fluid. You then got your 2 grey waste pipes down the side of the van here. 2 larger holes to put your grey pipes in, and they'll drop down inside your waste master that would sit on the floor down by the side of the van. You then got your wheel and motor mover again, and the last wind down leg for stabilising the van while you're on site. Going on to the inside of the Caravan now. So as you come in the door, on the left hand side you've got your main control panel for the Caravan. So you've got your master power switch which you need to turn on, whether you're using 12 volt or 240 volt. The control panel above is your 12 volt battery level, so as you can see at the moment it's charging at 13.5 volts. You've got your interior lights, your awning light for the outside of the Caravan, which you can actually use as an inside light as well. And then you've got your water pump run with a green run light, which will illuminate when the water pump is running. The first thing you're going to need to do once you arrive on site is obviously turn the power on. Then you're going to need to come underneath the seat on the rear left-hand side of or the rear right-hand side of the Caravan. Underneath here, you'll find a yellow valve. That yellow valve is the drain down valve for the Caravan. If you want to fill the water system up, that valve needs to be parallel with the floor as it is at the moment, so flat with the floor. If you want to drain the water system down, you need to point it upright towards the bottom of the seat. So essentially, flat with the floor to fill the water system up, upright towards the bottom of the seat when you drain the water system down after your holiday. We do advise you drain it down after each holiday, as if not you could have stagnant water sat in the water tank. So you drain the water system completely down prior to when you're on your way home from your holiday. You'll then come over to every tap on board the Caravan. You'll notice I've already filled the water system up, so you'll see there's water coming out of every tap at this point. But you'll open all of the taps up on board the Caravan on the hot side of the water system. Once you've got all the taps open, so that's the shower and the tap in the bathroom also for the sink, you'll come over to the water pump switch and turn the water pump on. Once the water system is full, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on board the Caravan. At that point, you can shut all of the taps back off. Initially, when you turn on that water pump, it's going to spit and splatter out of each tap like it would if the water's been off at home. So to warm the water once you have filled the water system up, you come below the seat on the same side as where your water tank is. And below this seat you'll see two switches. You'll see the water heater for electric, so you put this switch on to warm the water system up on the electric water heater. And that is a preset temperature around 35 to 40 degrees. If you want to warm the water up on gas, you'll spin the dial, the grey dial here on the outside to the flame symbol. And then we can control the water temperature between 30 and 70 degrees. If the gas system ignites, you have a green light appear. If it fails to ignite, you get a red light appear at the same time as the green, right on cue. So as you can see, both the green and red light are lit now, which means the water heater has failed to ignite on gas. If it does ignite, you'll have the green light solid on its own, be able to control the water temperature with the dial in the centre here, and you do also use it for boosting the water system while you're showering on board the Caravan, and you'll need to put it up to a higher level of water temperature to allow the water system to heat up quick enough while you are showering. So electric water heating and gas water heating. We're now going to go to the electric and gas heating for the Caravan itself. And down the front of the Caravan you'll find two dials. So again, you've got your electric main power switch here for the room heating. You'd need to have this on to allow the room heating to work. And as you can see on this dial here, you've got the green light that has appeared to indicate the heating is working on electric. You've then got your 500, 1000 or 2000 watts of power coming into the Caravan from the site you're on. You turn this dial on the outside to select the correct power source. So if you want 500 watts of power on your heating, you'll select the 500, if not 1000 and 2000. Depending on what you set this on will depend on how much power is coming into the Caravan from the Caravan site you're on. Best way of finding out is by asking the site office when you arrive on your holiday, and you can control the room temperature by spinning this dial in the centre between 1 and 9, and it essentially means the amount of bars in the heater that is going to warm up. If you have it on 1, it's going to put out very low amounts of heat. If you have it on the 9, it's going to be on the higher setting. Obviously, the higher you go with the amount of watts you're running through the heater, it will obviously be more efficient as you use more amounts of power. To ignite the heater on gas, you've got a dial on top of the heater. You're going to spin this dial round to between 10 and 9. You're going to hold down the gas valve with the gas bottle turned on, and if it ignites, you're going to have a pilot light in this window down the front of the heater. When it has ignited, you'll hold down the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the gas valve. You're then going to control the temperature of the heater on gas with the dial on top here. The higher you go, the hotter the heater will be. To isolate the gas supply, you spin it back to the 0 position here, and it will turn off the gas heater itself. If you want to use blown air heating on board the Caravan, essentially what blown air heating is very similar to what you've got in the car. So the heat will come out these vents around the Caravan. You'll select the wave symbol on the left hand side here for continuous blown air, and you'll be able to control the fan speed with this dial on top. The higher you go, the quicker the fan will blow. The dot in the centre here indicates the heat is going to come out the front of the heater, which essentially allows the heater to work from the front of it itself. The A on the right hand side is automatic blown air. This essentially means that the thermostat is going to control the blown air heating also, so it only cuts in and out as the Caravan cools down and warms up. Back in the central position, the heat will come out the front, and if you are on the automatic blown air, you can control the fan speed again on the dial on the left hand side. Next up, we are going to go through the fridge. You've got your mains option here, so you've got fridge off at the top. Spin the dial to the plug symbol, that is your mains operation for the fridge, and you're going to control the fridge temperature on this dial on the right hand side. If you want to use 12 volt for chilling the fridge, you're going to put it onto the 12 volt mode here on the right hand, on this switch just here, so it's pointing towards the battery symbol, and that battery symbol is essentially the 12 volt mode from 12 volt from the car you are towing with to the Caravan. It is not the 12 volt from the Caravan itself, and the fridge will only work as a cool box while you are travelling. It will not work as a fridge, so that is the 12 volt mode. Down the bottom here, you've got your option to run gas, so you'll spin the dial to the bottom option here, and you'll be able to ignite the fridge on gas. You'll press in the temperature control and hit the igniter at the same time, very similar to what you do with the heater behind me. When the fridge has ignited on gas, this little red line here will come round into the green, and if the red line stays in the green, it means it has ignited, but you will also need to hold in the temperature valve for 5 to 10 seconds again to allow the thermocouple to warm up on the fridge, and then you can slowly release the gas valve, and like I said, that line should stay in the red. If you want to turn the gas supply back off or isolate the fridge from power, you spin it back to the off position at the top here. Microwave, hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliances, no difference at all there. Going into the bathroom now, and the last part of the Caravan we're going to go through. On the toilet itself, you have a pump flush, so on top here you can pump the flush up and down, so you pull it up and push it down to flush the toilet system. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, as you can see, and below the toilet you have your grey waste handle. You need to open up the grey waste handle to allow the waste into the cassette in the side of the van, and when you are removing that cassette from the side of the van, you need to make sure that flap is completely in the closed position. If you try to open it with the toilet waste cassette flap open, it will damage the toilet waste cassette itself. So that is the Bailey Pageant Provence. If you have any further questions on the Caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your Caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.